Back and better than ever for episode number 2 of Rippin' It. Just getting the swing of things now. George Savaricas, Harold Varner III, H, a week off, and then you're back at it playing this week's Valero Texas Open. How was the week off?
It was good. It was super busy. Obviously, I played in the pro member Seminole, which is also a treat every time you play, and pretty cool. I got to play with a great friend that I met in the first time I played in it, who is also my neighbor. So it was really good. I didn't play very well. He actually made 4 birdies maybe, and I didn't. I made one, but he was 2 feet away for his. So he carried me with a tennis elbow. So I think I was about golfed out, but it was a great time. Had my high school event, which was pretty bummed for it to get rained out, which that honestly just sucked. So. But it was a great time. I just hope the kids obviously had as much fun as I did just watching, being a part of something that's like not about me. It's cool. I get to put my name on it, and the people around me get to run it and do a great job. But the memories these kids are going to have from this tournament, I think it's going to be pretty cool.
Yeah, shout out to Preston Lyon. I know he's wearing a lot of hats, helping with that. The event that you had, was it a charity event, a competitive high school event? Tell me more about what it was.
So usually it's a high school event, but with COVID, I think the COVID restrictions, they can only have like 3 or 4 high school events or something like that. So we had to make it an individual tournament, which we ended up having 150-something kids, I think, and we had to have 2 courses. At first we had one course. It filled up, and one course, 75 kids, but it filled up in, I think, 3 minutes. So we were lucky enough to have Kramer Mountain and Gaston Country Club host it, and then great people at PNC who came through clutch as a presenting sponsor. So it was super cool. It's weird. I don't get to see as much golf as I would like. I'm always talking to people I see around town. It's like I literally get caught up on what's going on.
Why is it so important for you with your weeks off? And I know you're a busy guy. You have your foundation, this event. It seems like you're always immersing yourself in different initiatives that either help try and grow the game or reach out to people who may not have guidance as they're starting their journeys as youth golfers or junior golfers.
So the biggest thing for me is trying to do things that I feel like made a big difference in my life. Golf obviously made a huge difference. Competing helped me get to the Pga Tour, but competing also, I met some unbelievable people along the way that have, I guess, molded me in the direction of wanting to get back, and that's what it's all about. They may not remember whatever tournament I win, but they'll remember, like, hey, I got to play in Harold's tournament. I met this kid in that tournament. It was so much fun. So 20, 30 years down the road, they'll never forget that.
Let's take a look back at the Florida swing. You play 3 events, make 3 cuts, 2 basically top 20 finishes. When you look back at those 3 events, how would you assess your body of work?
I feel like I just played very solid. Obviously wish I would have played a little bit better at the Players. That's our crown jewel, I guess, if you'd say. So it was just tough. I mean, I can remember, I guess, Sunday and Saturday. Sunday at Bay Hill, Saturday at Honda were just 2 very tough days of just golf. So the biggest thing for me was just putting together some good work. I feel like I've been playing well. I feel like I'm always playing well, which can be good or bad sometimes. So it was good. It was good. I'm just excited to just get the ball rolling, going in the right direction, get some consistency. That's what we're really looking for, and then get ready for a lot of golf coming up.
So I was basically on the couch most of the weekend watching Billy Horschel win WGC Dell Technologies match play, and then Joel Damon getting his first PGA Tour victory in Punta Cana. Match play as a PGA Tour event, you haven't experienced it yet, but what do you think of that format, and is it something historically that you've enjoyed playing match play?
I like playing match play. I think it's the greatest format. I know a lot of people don't like it, but I just like if you lose the hole, it doesn't really matter. It's like, all right, go win the next one. I miss the old format, though. I don't know if I like the round robin thing to figure out who gets to go. I love just showing up, and if you play well and someone plays better, you're gone. You know, I like that winner go home thing. That's why I think the NCAA tournament is such a great thing is you don't get a second chance.
Yeah. I know why they implemented that.
Oh, yeah. Great. It's great. I get what they're saying, especially if I was putting up, I guess $100 and some odd $million. I'd want the best players to be there as long as possible. But at the same time, let's keep it true to what, match play is. Match play is win or go home.
So I worked in Tucson, Arizona as a sports anchor where match play used to be there. So covered it 2010 through 13 and then have been at Golf Channel since. That Wednesday used to be one of the most exciting Wednesdays on the PGA Tour. But the thing to also balance, you want to be true to match play, but it's an entertainment product, and you're there to entertain fans. And by Saturday, Sunday, if a big name didn't happen to make it to the weekend, it was just slow, and it completely loses all steam and excitement. It's the inverse of any PGA Tour event, where the most exciting day is the first day, and then you whimper at the championship when it comes to a close. So I know they were trying to kind of strike a balance, but pool play doesn't really have that excitement early in the week, and then it's so volatile on who makes it through to the weekend. But I'd say overall it's been a slight positive change.
I think
that Wednesday used to be badass.
Yeah, I mean, and that Howe's opening day NCAA basketball, it's unbelievable. But when George Mason makes it to the championship, you're like, I'm an underdog guy, so I like that. So it's just what your tastes are, and it is what it is. I just want to play in it.
What do you think of Joel Damon getting his first win, and then Billy Ho, he's been phenomenal in match play in his career? He says he wants to make a push for the Ryder Cup, but first we'll start with Joel's win.
I've played there once. I don't remember how I played, but I remember going. But Joel's, a great guy. He I've played with him a few times. It's good to see guys like that win, that work hard, and I feel like he's been playing well for the past year, and hasn't played well the last couple of weeks, but that's just how golf is, and if anything, that should inspire the guys that aren't playing very well to just be like, hey, my time's coming, which is hard to see when you miss, 6, 7 cuts. It's hard.
For sure. That's got to be one of the hardest things with life on the PGA Tour is to think that you're making incremental positive steps forward, even if you have a string of missed cuts, to know that one given week can really define a season or for some guys change their career. Is there anything better than a little backyard barbecue with friends, maybe a beverage or two? Imagine that scene, except twice as fun because Chippo has been worked into the equation. One of my favorite games to play, not just golf games, but backyard games. Imagine cornhole style, 6-ball scoring. You can play 2-on-2, the perfect foursome showdown for backyard bragging rights. If you want to purchase your first Chippo today, fun for all ages, go to chippogolf.com. Use the promo code Rippin It for 15% off your first order. Pretty big announcement in your life that your family of 2 is going to be growing to a family of 3 this fall. Not only are you balancing your foundation and all the stuff you're doing off the course, but with your wife Amanda now, you're getting ready to be a dad. Yeah,
well, it's gonna be freaking awesome. I don't know. I feel like I'm still a kid. I don't sleep as it is, so I'll be fine. Just want, obviously hoping for a healthy baby. Looking forward to seeing what it is. We'll see if the audience actually finds out what it is, because it got a pretty cool idea. We'll see how it goes.
And the due date is?
October 6th. 6 or 7, I don't know. I'll be ready.
Was this a strategic timing as where it would fall on the PGA Tour schedule, or just a miracle that happened when it did?
It's a miracle, baby, for sure, just in general. But, when you play at fire long enough, shit happens. I haven't really looked at the schedule. The schedule will be the schedule, and I will take care of Amanda and try to just make it as easy on her as possible. I'm just glad I'm not having the baby, so I'm glad she's not listening to that. So, just, yeah, super excited. Pretty crazy. You know, just found out in Pebble, we're just sitting there, and she was sick to her stomach. I'm like, oh, you might be hungover or something, and then she wasn't drinking, and then you're just like, whoa.
Oh,
so
yeah.
it was
plot twist.
Yeah, exactly. Hey, have a great summer. But no, we're looking forward to it. I know she's nervous, so I'll just stand by her side and we'll just keep rocking and rolling.
So you, I mean, I couldn't be more as a friend, not just of you, but Amanda as well. More excited for you too. I know this is something that you've been wanting to happen. So
yeah, I have. That's the problem. It's not my body.
Only so many variables that you can control, but I know it. I mean, it's going to be awesome to see kind of what unfolds over the next 5 months, and then what fatherhood and motherhood will be like for you too. And it's going to be a change. I mean, you see the changes for guys on the PGA Tour. Once they have a family, it's a lot more factors to that you're like structuring on a week-to-week basis, not only with your life on tour, but your life when you're back home in between PGA Tour events.
Yeah, I mean, I've seen obviously a lot of guys, you know, just how they either bitch and moan about stuff or things they love. But, you know, at the same time, it's my journey. You know, like what you think of it's going to be different what I think of it. You know, everyone has their own path, and I'm excited just to go down to do my own thing. You know, like, hey, I'm going to seek advice, try to make it as easy as possible, but at the same time, my job is to be a dad, be the best dad I can be, and that's going to be different than everyone else's. And that's what I'm looking forward to. You know, you're going to change as a person, you know, and I just want to be a parent and not a best friend, and that's going to be hard.
It's a balancing act, for sure.
That's
next guest.
That's what I'm saying. That's what I hear. You know, everyone's got their thing. I'm like, whatever.
Yeah, I mean, that's what I hear. It's not exactly imminent on my end, so I'll be living vicariously
working on it, huh?
you.
Sure you will.
It's yeah, we got some time down the road, I think, until I can attach dad to my career resume. We have Luke Rockhold as our second guest on Rippin It Ahead. You've known Luke, but haven't actually hung out with Luke,
which is crazy. Blows my mind.
Yeah, but you feel like you
pretty weird. Yeah, he's pretty funny. I've seen him get his ass whooped the last few times, so I can't wait to have him on and figure out what's going wrong with it. I know he's getting old, so I just can't wait to, you know, just make fun of him and just, you know, actually maybe hang out one time would be cool.
Yeah, former UFC middleweight champ Luke Rockhold, big golfer, living in SoCal now, and I think he's used to be like a 9 and maybe a 12 handicap now, but you see on his Instagram.
It just can't be. You no way he can get the ball around.
You don't think so?
No, I don't at all. I don't at all, but it's my
Why are you such a skeptic?
Because, I mean, if you're getting your head beat in, it's hard to play some golf. You know, he's always breaking something. It's not like he's working very hard and getting better.
Wow, okay, some fighting words for the first guest who could...
I think I'll pass on fighting him.
Yeah, who could break us in half in about 5 seconds. I over under, if you were trying to just run and survive, do you think you could last 10 seconds in the octagon with Luke?
No, I wouldn't step in there for 10 seconds, let alone run for 10 seconds.
5 seconds?
10 seconds?
Yeah.
I could make it 10 seconds.
You think? I think 10 you'd be knocked out. 5 seconds you could probably survive.
I don't know, man. 10 seconds? I could run around the whole... I don't know. 10 seconds is a long time, isn't it? Yeah, I could do 5. I for sure could do 5 because I could just run around as many times as I could, run up the fence.
Would you have any shot at winning with a golf club in your hand?
Ooh. As long as he didn't get a hold of it.
That could be a good question for Luke coming up. Our next guest on Rippin It, former UFC middleweight champ, Luke Rockhold. Harold, I'll speak for myself here. Suck at putting? Yeah, I do. Know what can help you improve? Yeah, I do. That's perfect practice. The best putting mat that I have used Don't just take my word for it. I'm a hack. I'm a 6 handicap. Over 100 pros in the PGA Tour have tried out Perfect Practice. It's great for alignment, for drills. You can use it in your hotel room, your apartment, your house, on the road. Super convenient. Go to perfectpractice.golf, promo code Rippin It to get 15% off. Pumped to have our second guest join the show, former UFC middleweight champ Luke Rockhold. Luke, jealous of your weekend, man, getting to play Riviera. It seems like every time I'm checking in on your Instagram, it's some other sick course that's like top 20 in the country.
You know, just trying to live life to the fullest.
You would just say it with just total calmness.
I've earned my place. You know, I've done it the hard way. So, you know, take a little break from fighting, and it's nice to go when you golf. It's like I want to golf only the finest.
Jeez Louise. Yeah, that place is it's by far the best test on tour every year. It's my favorite golf course, so I'm a little biased. So I do get a little jealous when you're just posting pictures at the Riv. So whatever.
It's all right. It's okay. You know.
What'd you shoot today?
Honestly, I prefer. I think I like my home course better at Past Tiempo. Past Tiempo is. I mean, the nostalgia of Riv is amazing. It is a beautiful, well done course. I don't know. Maybe I'm partial.
But Pasta Tiempo's pretty sick too, though.
But what other course did he do? I forgot. The guy that did Pasta Tiempo.
Oh, Alistair McKenzie. He did, I think, Augusta, right?
Oh, he did Cyprus. He did Cyprus as well.
Didn't he do? Oh, yeah,
he
Cyprus.
Did Cyprus, because when I played Cyprus, they were talking how good your place was, and I was like, I don't know about that, but whatever you want to say.
Pasta Tiempo gets a lot of hype, though.
It does, a lot. It's pretty weird, though, when you go to Cyprus and they're, like, talking about that course. I'm like, hey, bud, you know, I agree with you, but it can't be that good.
So on our group text thread, I gave you 2 over-unders, one for score and beverages. 84.5. What'd you end up shooting?
I shot 88.
Look at you being honest, though. You could have easily said, I shot 83.
I'm a very honest person. You know, I chipped in. I got a birdie. All right. Okay.
Nice. And what were the drinks
we
flowing?
Started. Yeah, there's a few Juan Dailies flowing in.
Juan Dailies. How good are they?
I like it, man. That's a beverage I'll suck down a time or two on golf courses. You can't go wrong with that.
It's convenient of choice. You know, it's fun. This Sunday, I take golf fun. I try not to get too serious with it. Otherwise,
so how long?
Go ahead, George.
After you, H.
How is it when you're training and playing golf? Like, because you're training right now. Like when I work out, like I can't even function. Like I'm like.
Yeah. No, you can't. You're so stiff and just like. Yeah. Luckily, I didn't do too much the last couple of days, so I was a little bit better. But after like a hard boxing session, trying to swing a golf club when you're just stiff as can be and just like can't get around at all.
I can't imagine. I mean, because you know you start doing body wellness in high school, and then you're like, oh, you got a match today, and the club feels like a little stick. You're like, so I hated that feeling. You know, it was before I was doing all the TPI. I was just basically like benching, squatting, incline, deadlift. How much can you put on there?
Luckily, I don't have to, rely on golf to get paid. I can only imagine. I can only imagine that headspace. Mine's pretty bad, but golf is nerve wracking as all hell.
Yeah, at least I'm just speaking about it, Luke. I'm in the same boat as you, man.
trying to stand over those putts and just shaking out.
Well, let's get into this. We obviously want to get to know you a little bit better. I know you as a friend. Weirdly enough, we've never hung out, but we have some mutual friends that have hung out together, and one of them's my best friend, and he enjoyed the night. So I'm obviously still jealous of that night. But what's your biggest accomplishment in your fighting career? Because obviously we know the stuff you can Google, but sometimes it's always different for the athlete.
I mean, obviously my world title with the UFC, kind of finally taking that and getting the undisputed title was nice. Most meaningfully, I mean, that was amazing, but like the biggest thing, I mean, at that point probably was my first title against Jacare in 2011, because I was broke. I was a broke ass bitch. I was in debt. I was in debt like 25, 30 grand. I had committed everything to fighting, and it just started, and luckily I had a few people believe in me, and I went through a 19-month layoff, the shoulder injury I had, and I had beaten everybody beforehand, everybody in the first round. I was 6-0 in Strikeforce, and I was tearing through it, and I was just making my way up, and then I tore I separated my shoulder with wrestling with Herschel Walker, I believe, of all people.
Really?
And then yeah. And he was in his little fight career. He came to us for a couple fights. So, so I landed on my shoulder, and that took me out for 19 months, and so it put me into this I was just stuck. Right when you're about to make it as a fighter, and then you just get you don't make nothing until you make everything. That's kind of how fighting works.
Yeah.
And so I had beaten everybody, and there were all the contenders had beaten themselves out. So I got the shot versus Jacare off 19 months off the shelf, and just broke in debt. And I came in, and I'd never been out of the side the first round. Never won fight. It was 9-0, 9-1. And then I beat Jacare in a 25-minute fight. I went from broke to pretty well off.
Floating, baby. Floating. What was that feeling like? Because obviously every athlete has, from the golf perspective, we had the big break, George, George, did you do any of those?
I did not, but my old roommate was Tom Abbott, who was the host of Big Break, so it gave me the lowdown on what it was like, how people Matt Every was on it, and there are guys now on the PGA Tour, LPGA, who that show was a springboard to their pro careers.
Correct, yeah. So everyone has that big break. It's always good to hear, hey, what is that? What is that big break? And I also like to ask, the people that were behind you. How do you look at those people now? Just you're still close with them. I feel like every athlete has, or every person in this world has a few people that just kind of just ride with you no matter what. And I think it's important to have those people.
Yeah. No, 100%. I mean, especially even more so in fighting. If you understand fighting and just the blood and the sweat and the tears and everything that goes into fighting, it's intensified the emotions. And so, me and Cormier and Cain Velasquez, and we putting our bodies on the line for each other, and our coaches have been there just time and time and again. It's not a very rewarding sport as a coach most of the time, and for them to put the time in with you, Javier Mendez, Bob Cook, and it's those are solid characters that'll never leave my existence, and. My boxing coach passed as Javier Carvajal, so he passed away unfortunately with a cancer through this whole episode. But some real true ride or dies for you, That's fighting.
Yeah, that's kind of cool.
What's it like with? You talk about the support system you had. We've seen your fight career. Not many UFC guys are also entrants into the model world, but now you're with. Not going to do the ego stroke.
On a lighter note, hey.
A week ago, you're in Vegas training with Khabib. So are you going to dip out of the model world and back into the octagon, or what's going on with you and Khabib?
Modeling's modeling. Yeah. The only reason I modeled in the first place is because fighting is like a mafia. It's very mafioso tactics and negotiations, and they just try to fuck with you. And I'm not having any of it. If you don't know your worth, someone will tell you your worth, and it'll be less than your worth. So know your worth and leverage yourself too. So it's once I lost the world title, Dana White came up to me, tried to beat me down mentally, and I was like, fuck you, straight up. And I was like, I'm gonna go do my own thing. If you're gonna try to offer me this, I'm like, this is bullshit. You know who I am. You know what I did. And so that was the only reason I went out and got the modeling contract, so I could leverage myself. So I went back, and within a year, I got the fragrance for Ralph Lauren, and then you got Dana and them crawling back to me and hey, Luke, what do you want to do? Can you fight here? Do you want this amount of money? Do you want that? And yeah, that's right, motherfucker.
Why?
That's the reason.
Let's get to the good stuff then. I don't know Dana. Dana's obviously very, he's out there. He's going to do it his way. But why does he have a problem when the athlete wants to do that? All you hear is, like, Dana's head guy, athlete doesn't get along with Dana. And it's always the same reason, like, I can't get this fighter. I can't get this amount of money. Why, it seems like it's very much so like the NCAA. It's like, why go ahead.
Well, I mean, we don't have a governing body. That's another problem, too. I mean, it's like you have governing bodies everywhere else. And no, we have an egotistical, guy that's, kind of a bit of a tyrant. So he just, and no one, he's gonna try to fight you, and it's you gotta put your fucking ass on the line. You gotta stand your ground, and you gotta take risks. Otherwise, you get treated like a bitch.
Dang. I mean, I just can't.
It's unfortunate. It's unfortunate. You know what I mean? A guy like that, he thinks he can fight. He thinks he's a fighter, and he just doesn't. I don't know. I don't know why. I don't know why he's trying to belittle all the fighters when you've never fought a day in your life. It's like, I understand you're a promoter.
That's it, right?
That's why we need a governing body to really give people what they deserve, because he doesn't play the game right.
Are there talks of doing that?
I mean, there's always been talks, and it was on its way until we got acquired by WME and William Morris, and the political power that they have and everything else. I don't think that's going to go anywhere for a little while.
Got it. Oh, I see. Got it. So damn. That just sucks. Yeah, you just get your head bit in, beat in. Just
like I said, you got to leverage yourself. If you put everything into the UFC and you don't market yourself, you don't bring something more to the table that's like, that people are going to tune into. You gotta know when to fucking stand your ground. When they tell you you're worth this, or I'll do this to you, and then you're like, no, you do this, and you find a way to make them, understand your worth.
Got it.
And respect yourself. It's like, I don't know. There's ways about it. It's not fair, but if you play the game right,
you're going to be all right. Yeah.
I know you're quick on your feet, and you kind of danced around your training with Khabib. You got anything coming up, or what's in the horizon there? Are we going to see you returning to the octagon?
We don't want any BS either. We want some real.
On a real note.
Yeah.
On a real note, Khabib's coming back. They're coming back to AK San Jose. They're doing some training. He's like trying to force me into this July thing, and I think a couple of the Russian boys are fighting in July, so we're gonna have a stacked house up there to mess around with. But I think realistically August, maybe July, but August for sure. I think that end of the summer kind of time frame. I want to get my body right. I need to really push everything else out and just focus on this, because it's like, as we get older, it's a little like your cardiovascular system's a little harder to hold on to, You don't.
Yeah. I mean, how much older are you than the average fighter, though? Like, I mean, I'm looking at your age. You are old. It's
physically.
Old,
I mean.
Yeah, I'm 36 also. You're calling it
when it comes to
like old fucks.
Physically, yes. I'm older, but
when I get to 36, people will be calling me old. But until I get there, you're old. But as a fighter, you're old. Like, does that number, or how do you think about that, or you just don't give a damn? Because you're obviously pretty crazy, in general.
Yeah, I'm absolutely nuts, and that's what all great people are. Absolutely nuts. I mean, I want to break it down. The truth. The truth. Great people are fucking crazy. But I'm 36. Yeah, but like there's guys out there. Look at Yoel Romero. Dude's like 44 and still competing at the highest level. It's all about how you take care of your body and how athletic you are, and how wise and how smart you are in the fight. So in the fight business, you gotta longevity. Athletically, I'm still better than every little kid in the gym. There's no one more athletic than me. So.
Oh, that's how you held on so long. How do you change the way you fight now? Obviously, you're wiser, but do you change the way you fight when you're early in your career compared to now? Like, is there different? Are you doing anything different? I mean, I don't want to spill all your beans about what you're going to do in August, but I do like to know. Like, I play golf totally different than I did freaking last year, it seems like.
Yeah.
Maybe I'm a little better. I get that, but
I think you just like kind of go like golf and fighting. You kind of go through the waves of changing your style. It's such a you're so in your head in both sports that you have to like kind of your body changes and you got to maybe adapt a little bit more, or go back and forth. You try something new and then you go back to whatever else. So for me, it was in my early career, I was a hunter. My striking was always good, but I was just always like on the hunt, knowing like these guys, like I'm gonna take you down, and if I take you down, you're screwed. You know what's gonna happen if you hit the mat. And so with that being said, that thought press opened up my striking. Then I could really get off on guys, and I can strike with the best of them. But when I have that mentality of I'm on the hunt, then I don't think no one really can stay with in that space with me. I think I got a little carried away with my stand-up, and I wanted to like try to show so much more, and that's where I kind of screwed up and got caught and got put behind. But and then like my last fight with Jan Blachowicz, it's like I forced that fight. I wasn't ready for such a bigger, stronger guy, and I really forced that takedown like I never have. You kind of got to let it come to you. And with him, I went in and I tried to like just barrel through him and suck up a double leg, and it's just all the blood got to my arms, and I got out of the clinch, and I was just exhausted. And then I got caught there. So, it's about that slow progression of hunting, but like within, a certain headspace. You can't overdo it. You have to stay relaxed and like a smooth operator, killer.
Any elements from like the mentality you have in fighting versus playing golf? Is there anything that's similar whatsoever, or are they just polar opposite parts of your brain? Yeah, I would. Unless you're like double bagging, caddying 36, but that's still not like getting in the octagon.
You're not going to the hospital after
Yeah.
Golfing. I love golfing because of the headspace. It's just challenging. It's a crazy world. If you're starting to get good at it, if you actually care a little bit. When you close in on your best rounds, it's like that the nerves start popping in, and you got those last like 2-3 holes, and you just start start spraying them, trying to keep it. And like when I got my first couple like rounds in the 70s, I'm like, oh my god, you're like what? Like 74, like I'm like 2 holes left to go, and just double. I'm like,
and you crunching the numbers,
in and
thinking,
out.
Oh, if I punch,
it hurts. I can only imagine when you got fucking millions on the line. Oh my god! Hey, speaking of that, we gotta talk a little bit. I mean, how many have you talked about the Masters yet on here yet?
No, we haven't done a Masters preview yet.
But let's hear.
Going in number 2. No, have you talked about it? Going in number 2 on day 4 in New York?
Oh, the PGA Championship.
PGA.
PGA Championship.
Yeah. Him and Brooks.
I got so ahead of myself. I can still remember what I was thinking.
You went off bad early, huh?
No, birdied the first.
I came out the damn hopper ready to win that damn thing, and that's exactly. As soon as I said I could win it, as soon as I lost it, it was like. It was hard, but that adrenaline. Like we were talking.
Where did you lose like the headspace? Like just like
number 4.
You birdied the first.
Did
you give up mentally? Like what?
No, I didn't give up. It was just so hard, and I wasn't ready for the moment and learned how to like rebound in that. Because the course was harder than what I thought. Like the day before, I shot 69, and I was like, "Oh, dude, I can shoot something under par." But like 1 or 2 over was like a great score that day, and all I'm thinking about when I'm 2 over is like, how am I going to get this? How am I going to get this back? I just, man,
rather than just letting it go.
I'll let it go. All right. The best part. Gosh, I mean, fuck. When I hit it in the woods on number 4, and we're in the woods, and I hit it. I'm like, oh, I can hit this up here. It was crazy how fast it went from like, hey, we're getting this back together, to like, what just happened? And where I hit my ball out of the high stuff, I was totally like, I hope I don't find this. Like, please do not find this golf ball, because I could have made like a 10 on national television. It would have been, it is what it is. It sucked at the time though. I mean, you're just sitting out there. You got the worst fans in all of them. Freaking the
they
world.
heckle. They are loud.
Yeah, but heckling is fine, but yelling in someone's swing is just like that
Yeah.
ain't cool to me. That ain't like that's not how you conduct yourself in any. Only sports. You know what sports and what you're supposed to do. But when Brooks is trying to win a major and you're like yelling in the middle of his swing and while he's putting, I just don't like that. I don't appreciate that. Yeah.
Well,
Way to bring that up.
at least when you lose, you don't end up in the hospital.
Well, we're getting there yet. We're getting there. I want to know, how's it feel when you get done fighting? Like, give me the best injury, because obviously I see y'all's faces. I mean, it's just like, you can barely, I just don't know how y'all do it and, like, want to do it again.
Yeah.
Give me your worst injury first.
I mean, it's tough to say. My last fight was pretty bad. Broke my jaw. It's the first time I ever broke my jaw.
We weren't going to bring that up, but I wish we had. I mean,
it hurt.
Cow, dude.
It hurt
I saw that. I was like,
but I mean, like, I never really got busted up. I've always been like, when I lost my fights, like I've gotten caught. I'm not gonna get in there and just take beaten. I'm too good for that. So it's like, I've never been like super mangled up, but the broken jaw I was like backstage. I was like, oh, my tooth's a little loose, and they're like, and you can feel like it like a little bit split. You're like, they're like, no, and shit's fucking moving a little bit.
Damn.
Sorry, my bad.
Yeah.
So that was the worst one by far, because I can tell the way. I feel like the way you're talking about it, it's like you've been.
Yeah.
I mean, you've been like whooped before, and you've given out whoopings, but like the way you talked about your jaw.
I've never been whooped. I've never been whooped.
Never. Not one time. Not one time. You're like
never whooped. Never whooped. I mean, I've gotten caught. Whooped. I never like whooped. Like whooped is like taking a beating for like 3 rounds. No.
Oh God.
That ain't never happened. I've gotten beaten. I got.
You don't lack confidence, do you?
Hey, I don't like. I'm just. Hey, if I was getting whooped, I wouldn't be in this sport because there's no space for people to get their ass whooped. It's like, what are you doing in your life? You better do something. Be smarter than that. Be smarter than that and going out there and taking ass whoopings time and time again, or being in wars. I don't want to be in a war either. I don't want to be a fight of the night. I want to get submission of the night, knockout of the night. No one wants to get fight of the night. You get fight of the night, that means the other motherfucker gave it to you.
Oh, got it. It was a grind.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Got it.
So, opposite end of the spectrum, Luke, to when your jaw wasn't broken. You and Harold share a commonality here. You're both cover boys on Golf Digest. We got the 2 covers popped up. You kicking the golf bag, and then Harold with the inquisitive pose. Who's the better looking cover boy out of you two?
I mean, don't zoom in because I look like an absolute hell. I don't know who chose that one.
How did
Harold,
you get on Golf Digest cover?
Yeah. I was golfing pretty good at the time. They're doing like a sports interactive thing, and it was a 3-part cover. They're trying to diversify golf, and they got Steph, me, and Larry Fitzgerald. And then they got Larry on there too.
We had Larry as our first guest, so it's good that we have Larry 1 and you 2, and hopefully Steph down the road season 1.
We just get on Golf Digest and just be like, who do we want to get?
Yeah, who's next?
Hey,
you look 100 in that picture. I haven't seen this.
H just throwing haymakers.
Hey, H, take your hat off. Hey, take your hat off, H. Take your hat off.
I'll save that for a different episode.
Oh, low blow.
Hey. 101.
Oh, that's too good. But still,
no comment.
Of UFC guys, I'm curious for you. Like, how did you grow up playing golf? How did you get into the game where it's become that big a part of your life that you're on a Golf Digest cover? You probably never thought that was going to be something that could happen.
Yeah. Can we take that down now?
He doesn't even like it.
I think I really started when I was 21, 22. I was kind of just messing around up in Santa Cruz. Yeah, just playing on the weekends, kind of it's like you get, like I always say, you get hit for a living. It's nice to go hit something that's not going to hit you back every once in a while.
Damn straight.
So get on it.
Couldn't imagine. Could you imagine like hitting a golf ball and then somebody like trying to hit you? Whoa, shit. Head on a swivel, mother truck.
Hit back.
What is
Keep
it
your hands
like knocking someone out in front of 25,000 fans for like millions? I mean, it's got to be something similar to a home run in a playoff game, I would think.
Yeah, times fucking 100.
It's that good. I mean, y'all
I
obviously
mean,
say the craziest stuff in these interviews because you, first of all, you can, and then like, there's no way you can tell that guy, hey, please don't say that.
Like your adrenaline it's a different atmosphere. You have 25,000 fans in there freaking out, and it's like nothing else. Especially when you win the big fights. It's It's
how much you missing that right now?
Liver kicks are pretty sweet, man. That's one of my favorite knockouts. When you know you get a guy in the liver and it's just his body, everything just crumbles. You're like paralyzed, and that's a pretty sweet knockout. That's a good feeling. Knocking out a guy like in the head, I have a little bit of worry about that. With a liver kick, it's just like nah. Just like you just love it. It's like poetry.
How many UFC guys are golfers? Like, are you the best golfer in UFC? Where would you rank?
I don't know if I'm the best, but I mean, one of them for sure. I think it's a lot better than DC. I'll tell you that.
And he's got more time to play now.
Oh, he loves golf. He loves golf. Yeah, we'll have to get him on there.
Who's most surprising? That's like a UFC guy that's actually a big golf geek.
I don't know many, man. I don't hang out with a lot of UFC fighters. Really? I can't tell you who's really good. I don't associate myself with too many of them. That actually, and then that I know that golf.
Just hanging with your model world friends, or what are the friend groups?
I grew up in a surf community. I grew up surfing and skating and do my thing. So I got friends in everywhere, music, and I just gravitate towards good people. Good people that have more aspirations. Not content people in the either world or a bunch of dummies getting too beat up. I do love to fight with. I have a lot of good fight friends. Just doesn't happen to golf, I guess. I don't know.
I just want to fight and then y'all golf. I don't get it, but I just like you. So didn't matter if you could kick someone's ass. Go ahead, George.
Let's do some hot seat questions, and we can pick from the bottom of the list and some golf questions.
No, I got them. I got all the hot seat. I got 5 hot seat, and you can fire in afterwards. These are good.
Bring it. Fire in the hole, and I'll follow it up.
All right. Favorite city?
Favorite city? Ooh.
And you can't pick 2. You can only pick 1. Like, this has got to be your favorite city. Like,
damn.
Fight City?
No, just favorite city, because I know he likes to have a good time. I like to have a good time, and a lot of my cities are based on that. Like, how much fun did I have in that city? Like,
what's your fun potential?
Yeah, exactly.
Damn, man.
I got some good ones too, like some real good cities, and I just like every time I think I pick a different.
And you gotta pick one. It's just like
I know exactly.
There's no such thing as that because everything gets old, and you gotta have fun. Los Angeles is amazing, San Diego is amazing, Toronto's fucking awesome.
Toronto is phenomenal.
Yeah, New York, the French Canada, what's up there? That city is
Montreal.
Montreal is a good time.
Montreal is electric.
So we got Montreal, and what's the other one?
No, Miami?
Miami's obviously there. Miami's unreal. Yeah. New York.
That's where we just crossed paths a couple weeks ago down here.
Yeah, Miami's a lot. It's a
Oh,
lot.
That's a good way to describe it. Miami is definitely a lot.
all right. How many girls?
Well, sometimes you're like, sometimes you don't feel that great about it. It's because too.
And the amount of people visiting.
There's no like time isn't a thing in Miami.
Yeah,
it's just like
a
you go
figment of your
from
imagination.
one club to another. They don't start dinner at 11:30, and you go to dinner, and then you go to like You live, and then you go to like live, and then you go to 11, and then you get 11, and you're like, what the hell?
I've never been to Miami. Don't.
City
No
would
comment. Just keep
cheer
going
you
on.
up
We'll
and
go to the
spit
next
you out,
question.
H.
They say that about every city, and I just come out just.
Your head movement looks like shit.
It is, but as long as they don't hit me, we're good.
Hey,
All I'm trying to dodge is this mic right now.
Bob and wait.
It's like the first guy you'd face in Mike Tyson's Punch-Out.
How many girls slide in your DMs daily? Now we're asking good questions.
From what city?
You
What an
pick.
asshole.
Dealer's choice.
Do I have to pick one?
Oh,
Do I have
what
to
a
pick
response. What an all-time response.
Yeah, if he wasn't my friend, I'd be like, oh, that's pretty cool. Now I'm like, fuck you.
What?
Yeah. Just a
Where
number.
are you getting the most inbounds from?
It does pertain to like where I travel and what I say, what I do. I mean, yeah.
I love how you had to whisper.
Most evasive response of all time.
I mean, no, it's like, yeah, it could be. I mean, I get a lot of DMs, but like, what do you I mean, referring to just cute girls?
Yeah, exactly. There we go. Yeah, cute girls.
Of cute girls, I don't know. If it's a good city, maybe I get 15, maybe 20. If it's like if I'm there for a week, maybe. It's a good city and I'm there for a while. I don't know.
The over-the-shoulder look.
Pretty good deal flow you're getting.
It's a rare occasion to actually respond to anything unless there's some credibility and people are cool. But when you travel, it's like you want to meet new people and have a good time.
Without a doubt. What's your favorite golf course? You already went over this, but
I mean, I don't know. I like. Obviously, Pebble's pretty amazing.
Pebble, it is.
Pebble's pretty amazing. I mean, there's a lot of good courses that are around. It's like Pebble and Pass Tiempo or Unreal Riv is. I mean, the best golf courses I played there, and like probably Pelican Hill is pretty amazing.
I have heard good things about that.
Yeah, I haven't been to Pelican yet. I've heard it's awesome.
Pelican's pretty beautiful. Yeah.
Who's your celeb?
Iron Horse is pretty fun too.
I've never even heard of that.
Iron Horse.
That's like somewhere where I can't even get into.
Madison course up in Whitefish, Montana.
Oh, nice.
What's your celebrity crush? You can go as many as you want on this one.
What a good friend.
Yeah.
Speaking it into existence, Luke.
Speaking in existence, I mean, I've always had a thing for what's her name from Dusk Till Dawn.
Never seen it.
Uma Thurman?
Not Uma Thurman. No, that's Big Kill Bill, buddy. Dusk Till Dawn. It's Latin. That's what's her name?
Salma Hayek?
Salma Hayek, yeah.
I don't know who that is.
Salma Hayek back in the day, like, come on.
No
Salma Hayek was,
How do you not know who Salma Hayek is?
you never
No
seen Dusk
clue.
Till Dawn, where she's dancing with a snake and it's just rolling
amazing.
with a python?
I don't even know how
What
to
the
spell
hell?
her name.
H, I've never been more disappointed in you as a friend that you don't know.
I know how to
What's your-
disappoint.
H, what ethnicity does your celebrity crush come from?
I have two, but it's only because she's in my favorite movie.
What do you got?
Bad Boys 2, Gabrielle Union. I mean,
Gabrielle
she
Union?
is so
Strong.
hot in that. I mean, she looks older now, so it's like, and I'd probably go with, I don't know, that's the first one that came to mind, so I'm sticking with it. I like to stay loyal to my celebrity crushes.
I go Jessica Alba.
Jessica Alba?
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
That's
saw
that's
her
pretty
in
solid.
Will I Am
I
in a
saw it.
commercial.
I saw it.
in
Her heyday.
LA.
Strong.
I mean, she must still be in it.
She's still pretty strong.
Yeah.
She's still pretty strong.
How long would it take you to beat me in a fight?
Do you get a golf club or what?
No golf club. We said over under 10 seconds, but
I thought he could make it 5 seconds, but 10 seconds you'd kill him.
I mean, I gave you 2 kicks. I mean, have you ever taken a kick before, H?
no, I've gotten my ass whooped once in school, and I mean, I literally got blindsided coming around the corner, and it hurt so bad the next day. I was like, I became a lover then.
I give you however much time it takes to throw two kicks.
So that'd be what, 4 seconds?
4 seconds. That'd be less
one to break
than
you
that.
down. Hey, one to break you down, one to finish you off. You know?
I mean, that's like, yeah, so our over and under's screwed, George.
There's no chance.
For sure.
Under 3.7 seconds.
I
I'm
survived
gonna
1 second in the ring.
I can kick pretty hard. I can kick pretty hard.
I know. I talk to Preston about that all the time because I'm
We
not
should do
really
something.
into fighting, but I'm into like just knowing why you are crazy enough to take some of the licks and just do some stuff I would never think about doing. But it's crazy to talk to someone who's like so into the sport. You know, it's people don't understand. All they see is the fight. You know, they don't see the training. You know, all the other stuff that goes along with it.
Yeah, it's a lot.
what,
Preparation.
whoever gonna-
It's a headspace. You know, it's a lot. It's a lot less frequent than golf. You know, but it's one fight. You know, you don't get to take that back. It's not like it's not a
Correct.
competition. There's not it's not 4 days of golf. You know, this is one time, one moment. You don't get to like come back, have an off day, and come back and better yourself. It's like you have to build consistency in your life. Everything has to be perfect. You're fighting this guy on one side of the world. You're on this side of the world. The other guy's on the other side of the world, and you guys are meeting at the exact same point in time in the world, and you have to perform on that exact second, minute, hour. Everything is dialed in, so it's a lot to hold and understand and consume.
Damn. I'm glad you consume it because you explaining it, I'm not consuming it.
it's a tough one to fathom.
we ever gonna see you fight
That's
the
what I
Paul
love.
brothers?
If they had bigger balls.
If that been in any talks? I mean, they're like shit talking everyone. It seems like. You gotten in the mix?
They'd know better not to shit talk me or anybody else who would who would challenge their livelihood, their manhood. Because it's like this guy. Come on, this guy's not even marketable. Like people like believe in this kid. He looks like a fool, and he acts even worse. He can't talk on the mic. He can't act up. He just wears he wears a bunch of fake shit. He can't even represent himself. And he gets pushed in the face by Ben, and he slaps Ben on the ass.
That was pretty
Did
funny.
you guys see this? No, like his initial instinct was like get pushed in the face and just slap him in the ass, and then he realized he was like, oh my god,
He pushes him.
that looked bad, so he pushes him. I'm like, you guys not see through that and see what a pathetic human being that is? Come on. You have no space. You have no reason to be in this fight game. It's like,
I think he was scared if he actually did something like slap him in the face, he was going to get his ass whipped before the fight.
yeah, exactly. He slapped him. These guys are pussies, and it's so apparent, and the world is just pathetic. World these kids are getting paid millions of dollars to dance in front of a camera. It's like, come on, man. What is the world coming to? People think these YouTube kids are real fighters, and they think that these insecure little TikTok kids are famous. When you meet these kids in person, I mean, their energy is it's pretty sad.
Pretty whack.
Does it piss you off as a fighter that they're
No.
paraded
Oh,
around
I
as
mean,
legit fighters?
It's just annoying that the public believes in it, and how the stupidity of the public. That's the problem. That's the biggest problem. Is just we're just dumb fans.
But who, do people see through it? You know what I mean? Or it's whoever's promoting this, are they like, well, this guy can make me money, so I'd rather have the YouTuber and just sell some tickets and make money instead of get a guy that really could fight and needs that opportunity. Because in golf, you always hear about this. Did that guy deserve that exemption or not? At least with golf, you have to be a professional golfer. Like he's not a professional boxer, so I find it really weird. In golf, it's always a professional golfer or a really good AM that is going to go play. Like, this guy's just doing it because I feel like he's going to make some money. You know, that's it.
Yeah.
You would think that the people at the top would try to make sure that, you know, you stay true to some of it, you know?
Some of it, but no one has any integrity, and they just want to make money. That's all that really matters these days. And so it's like, money is money, and people will do what they have to do. And you know,
it gets you going. I like it.
If you want to fight, fight a professional fighter. You know what I mean? These guys are out there. Celebrity fight's a celebrity fight, but don't act like you're a fighter. Don't go doing this repetitively like it's your life, unless you want to really be a fighter, rather than trying to pull the wool over everyone's eyes and just fighting fights that don't make sense. You know, it's like these guys believe they're trying to convince the public that they're fighters, and they're really not. I mean, the guy's boxing, and he boxed a basketball player that had never sparred a day in his life. A basketball player.
And overnight, he's world champ.
And he's the world champ. it's like, shut the hell up. And now it's like, now he's picked out the worst boxer in mixed martial arts. You know, that's shorter than him. Ben Askren, yeah. It's like in martial arts, obviously, it's mixed martial arts for a reason, because some guys get by with one basic technique because they're so good at that one thing, which is wrestling for Ben. And so he was so good, and he just never.
He was an insane wrestler. Won 2 national titles at Mizzou. We were actually at Missouri at the same time, but just as an amazing a wrestler as he is, it's the inverse for how bad of a striker he is.
Yeah, exactly. And so he's isolated the worst, you know, I mean, a professional fighter, you know, martial artist, bringing him into strictly a boxing world to try to gain relevancy, you know, and he's still scared, and he still has an opportunity to lose this fight with a guy that says no real skills there. And he's going to try to validate himself by beating, you know, if he beats Ben, he's going to try to seek some kind of validation from the public. And it's just pathetic. I hope he loses. I saw Ben out in Vegas, and I was just like, what do you need, Ben? Get it done, Ben. Get up there. Get in the work, Ben. Like, you fucking get your ass to work. Don't screw around. Take this shit seriously. I don't know what you do, but you can't lose this fight. I was like, Ben.
If he wins, though, he's going to get another chance.
Oh, Ben?
Regardless, he'll get another fight because it's a marketing vehicle.
Like, if other people lose, they don't get a
chance. Then you got the worst boxer in MMA going back and fighting, you know, doing a consistent fight. Like, you know, I don't know how it's hard to believe that's sellable.
Would you fight a YouTuber?
I mean, yeah, in a heartbeat. In a heartbeat, with one hand behind my back. And I'd let them let them choose. I actually
Dana, he's calling.
He's calling. Yeah, it was funny. I was dating this girl Kenzie, and she was supposed to fight Jake Paul's girlfriend, and I was like, tell him we'll do a double date fight. Tell him I'll fight with one hand behind my back. Didn't hear nothing back from his side.
I think that voicemail was lost.
Radio silence.
No.
Who do you want? You can line up one fight now. What guy would
anybody?
Anybody.
Oh, in a real
except
fight?
For Harold Varner.
In a real fight?
Yeah.
In a real fight or just
real
bullshit?
A real fight.
No, real UFC.
Real UFC fight. I mean, I like these fights coming up. I don't know. A lot of fights are interesting. We'll see these. The Darren Till's coming up against the Italian kid, I think in a week or so. That's very interesting. Both those matchups are interesting. Whitaker.
Well, which guy do you want? You want?
I've always wanted to fight Whitaker.
Okay.
Damn.
Either one of those guys. I mean,
you ain't scared of it, are you?
No.
That's the cool thing I like about boxing. You got to go. If you want to be the top dog, you got to legitimately beat the top dog. In golf,
I mean,
you can like work your way around and get into the big events and stick in those big events. Like, it'd be like, hey, I'm gonna play Tiger. You got to have that attitude, but in golf, you really don't have to go head to head with them.
I'm here for a good time, not a long time, you know. And it's like you said, asshole. I'm 36, so I don't want to be in this game that long. I want to make one more run. If I'm going to put my pedal to the medal. I want to do it. I want to go hard. I don't want to dance around. I want to go back and I want to go try to get this title back, and I get out of this thing. So, 2 fights, I'm there. And I mean, my last 2 fights, I went up a weight class for the first time in my career, and I fought Jan Blachowicz, which is now champion, in a #1 contender fight. But my fight before that was against Yoel Romero, a world title fight that I killed myself to make weight. He cheated, missed weight by 3 pounds, and I lost a close fight there. So my last fight at middleweight is for a world title. And I'm right there. I know I've stepped out, but these guys are bums. And I think I can come in. I think I can wreck house.
It's hot in the kitchen, man. Thanks for being on here, man. Enjoyed talking to you. I can't wait to really hang out. It'll be soon. But
You got to all tee it up sometime.
No, I don't want to tee it up. Let's go to Miami and say we teed it up.
I'll show you how it's done.
Open invite, boys.
We'll play to the course.
There we go.
Love
Now we're
to.
talking. One more title run. We're excited to watch it.
I'm going to be at that one now that I think we're going to open up here in a minute. The world seems like it's going crazy right now. I saw some videos of people out in the bars, and I was like, have you ever been outside? And all I thought about was, you haven't in a while, so go ahead. Fire it up. George let everything open down there.
Florida's having our first event. They got a full stadium in Florida next month.
Really?
That's awesome.
Mm-hmm.
Might have to check it out then.
Yeah,
Old DeSantis, ain't that his name? He's been
Yeah.
wide open since day one.
The Wild West out here.
Love him or hate him, he went for it. No turning around.
Yeah. Luke,
Yep.
I know we've been trying for a while. Really appreciate you being so generous with your time. And, excited to see that. I want to call it a comeback tour, but to see you back in the mix.
His old ass, this is definitely a comeback tour, and we're on it. Rippin It is on this bandwagon. We've been on it before. We were on it when you...
We'll ride again.
I guess you said you didn't get your ass whooped, but when you got your jaw busted, we're on your bandwagon, obviously, as a friend.
Yeah.
But I see the time that you're putting in. Just keep working at it. I can't do anything for you, but if you come with some crazy idea, you let me know, because I ain't stepping in that ring with your ass.
We'll figure something out.
I'm pulling for you. Go whoop some ass. Go whoop somebody's ass. And if it's a YouTuber, I'm coming. I'm watching that.
We're coming all for it.
In Miami, yeah, right.
Hell yeah.
Meet you in Miami. Boys, pleasure.
Cheers. Loved it,
Peace.
Luke.
Peace.
You want to wake up feeling good every day? I mean, who doesn't? This product, I can personally attest, has had a huge shift in my day-to-day wellness. It's 2020 Immunity Booster, 2.5-ounce shot, handcrafted by sports dietitians, filled with essential vitamins and nutrients, with none of the artificial colors or BS you see in sports drinks. I have it before I go to the range or start my round, or even just to kick off my day. Get 20% off your first order. Ripping It 20, the promo code. Go to drink2020.com. So big thanks to Luke Rockhold for hopping on, and it's wild for me to see athletes in other sports, and this is what's so cool about this show. The guy is just an ass kicker in the octagon, and then also a diehard golfer, kind of a golf geek.
Yeah, it's really cool just to see how, obviously in general all these athletes, but Luke specifically, just how he gets to play some sick golf courses. So
yeah, I think I'd
get addicted to it too. If hey man, you're not playing your local muni.
We got his answer, but really got to know. It was the two cover boys where I'm like third wheel. Both of you guys have been on Golf Digest covers. Who's looking better out of the two? Did you buy his answer? That
now that he's gone, for sure me. I'm
not even
biased
close.
Here. Yeah, biased here. Yeah.
What was the photo shoot like for you?
It was really cool because I guess they had the same people doing, the same people doing these shoots for years, and just hearing their stories about when they were shooting other people, and just I thought it was really cool. I just wish I would have shaved. I don't think I shaved in mine, so it was pretty.
You had the scruff going,
I don't know why I had the scruff going, but I'm just too lazy to shave sometimes.
How often are you going scruff versus clean shaven?
Well, ever since I started having less hair on my head, I usually just shave when I get a haircut. Like you just, hey man, clean that up, cool. But now I only get a haircut like once a month. It's very it's a little different. All I have only hair on my face are my eyebrows.
I love 4 to 5 days scruff. That's my normal MO. Clean shaven at night. Just wanted to dress to impress. But if I could keep like kind of what you got, like 5-6 days scruff on Golf Channel, I'd be all about it. But they're not a fan of. They're not. I actually petitioned earlier this year to see if I could do a test with facial hair, and that was a big no. Yeah. We're not allowing that.
I mean, I know it's so old school, but I like being clean cut. I think it's
got a nice aesthetic.
Yeah, like, hey man, you know, you mean business when you're talking, but I just don't do a good job of it. So, thanks.
Do you ever go clean shaven on the scalp?
Oh yeah, I've already done it once, but it's weird. It grows back so fast on the sides when you put your hat on. It's just really weird. So I just need a little bit more hair to go away. My time's coming. Don't worry.
You ever gonna talk to Brian Urlacher and see if you can get some restore action? Would you want to add? Are you happy with where you're at from a follicle standpoint? What's the game plan here?
I'm far from happy, but only because I used to have these crazy haircuts, and now I have no hair, so it's a little different. I've spoken to him about it. We'll see. We'll see what happens. Maybe a good week, maybe.
We'll do overrated, underrated, and then get your thoughts on playing Valero to close things out. So overrated, underrated, match play as a PGA Tour event.
Underrated. I think we could do with more of them.
Really?
Yeah, I mean, it's just a really cool. Just change it up, man. It gets a little monotonous when certainly, you could bring some excitement to a tournament, but obviously they like one event, match play event.
I'm pretty happy with just one event. I would say I enjoy match play. Overall, as a viewer, it's usually slightly overrated. Well, I guess when it was at Dove Mountain in Arizona, it was. I think Austin Country Club's an amazing match play course.
So much history there, and people love their golf there. So, and it gives them, something to do. I've never been to Austin, but obviously I can tell they enjoy.
Never been to Austin?
No.
Oh man, that's
I gotta go for me. Keep it weird one time.
I'm all about living weird, my friend. It's good weird and bad weird. It's about embracing the good vibes. Austin, like top 3 bachelor party cities in the U.S. So I've had 3 or 4 bachelor parties in Austin. Very familiar with what spots to hit, what spots not to hit for a 48 to 72 hour trip through Austin.
It's just hard to get that far out there and be like, hey, I'm not going to go to Vegas.
Fair. I mean, that's a good counter. Vegas, you know what you're getting every trip.
Which is exactly what I go to Vegas and I want it.
I mean, if you have a bad Vegas experience, it's generally just bad run at the tables. It's more of I mean, other than that, if you can't have fun or find fun in Vegas, then you just don't know how
you should never go back to Vegas. Yeah.
Correct. It's just not your city. But I'd put Austin sneaky up there on fun spot. It's my favorite place to visit in Texas. The weather's phenomenal. Austin City Limits Music Festival in early October, and then they have South by Southwest, Heart of the Florida Swing, are both phenomenal. I've only been to Austin City Limits, but it's worth doing a guys weekend. But I get, unless it's a bachelor party or someone has an event there, if you're just planning a trip with your boys, then Vegas or Austin. I think Vegas wins like 9 times out of 10.
Can't agree more, and I've never even been there.
Taking a week off from the PGA Tour, overrated, underrated?
It's obviously there's a lot of opportunity. Yeah, it's tough because you know 1 week off just isn't enough, and so I think it's underrated. I got some good sleep in, got some video game time, so it's I'm gonna go. It's overrated when you're playing bad. Underrated when you're playing well. That
really?
Makes sense.
That's the inverse of what most people would say.
Well, when you're playing well, you want to play, and you just know you have to take time off. When you're playing bad, you kind of need to play to get some FedEx Cup points, like if you're in certain positions.
Yeah, it's push and pull.
Yeah, exactly. So you're like, oh, gosh, like you know, you're gonna have to grind during your week off, and sometimes when you're playing bad, you just need 2 weeks off just to like decompress.
As a broadcaster, I'd say underrated because I work to live. I don't live to work. So if I have a week off, then I value my time off. So
Exactly.
Trust me, I'm a happy man if I see Monday through Sunday on my personal schedule. Just say off,
Blank.
off.
Blank. No kidding.
Next up, I mean, this is Valero last event, pre-Masters. The build-up to the Masters, a little different now that the Players is in March. But do you think the build-up to the Masters overrated, underrated?
It's underrated. I mean, it's one of the biggest tournaments of the year, if not the biggest. So, you know, everyone's preparing. They might not say it out loud, but they're preparing to win the Masters. And what better feeling is that? You know, like, yes, these tournaments are important, but the cool thing about the Valero is, like, someone could win it, obviously me, and get into the Masters. Like, I think that's...
It's always such a cool storyline if a guy who's not already in is able to win it and then immediately has to book the flight, find the house last second, do all the scramble stuff.
I'll go ahead and tell you, it ain't that complicated. I'm sure they can figure it out by then.
March Madness, overrated, underrated?
Oh, I mean, it's so good. It's weird watching, underrated though, but it's so weird watching without any fans, man. You know, that energy is like, you need that. You don't realize how much you miss it until it's not there. Same with the Pga Tour, you know. At first you're like, oh, this is pretty cool, and then all of a sudden it's like, this sucks. And, you know, I just need Gonzaga to win. So
the wild thing is they could have. Guess the last time there was an undefeated season in men's.
This is so bad. I saw a tweet today. I think it was like 1978.
76. Indiana went 32-0. Zags are 29-0 right now.
I mean, they're really good. They're really good. I just need them. I mean, they're good, but I need them, you know, for my purposes. A little selfishly.
Yeah, I would go underrated, and I've covered the Ncaa tournament prior to Golf Channel. There was actually a regional in Tucson in 2011, so I got to be the local guy that had, I think there were 4 games, 8 teams there, and just sitting through a full day of basketball, and then having gone as a fan before in 2002 and a buddy's bachelor party in 2016. It's phenomenal. If you can do first round and then you have the 2 games, the break between sessions, 2 more games, it's a lot of basketball. And I've definitely passed out both times as a fan where I took a little like 20-minute nap in one of the games just because you're watching so much basketball, but it is so fun. And it's like you're bound to get one game that's an OT game or a buzzer beater or some upset, and the energy in the arena, I mean, people are just going nuts. It's awesome. Have you ever been to an Ncaa tournament game?
I have not, no.
Must do.
Surprisingly.
I'd
don't
say
know why I haven't.
Ncaa tournament, got to check that box. To me, the coolest sporting event that I've been to from a spectacle standpoint, Kentucky Derby.
Kentucky who?
Another Kentucky Derby.
Oh, well, that sounds awesome. I mean, both don't seem like
Derby's incredible. It's so cool. It blew me away. I went in 2009 and 2010, and I mean, if I could, I would try and go every year. It's just
it's the week of the Wells Fargo. So
I know. That's one that you will.
That's my major right there.
Oh, I mean, that's your course now, too.
Yeah.
You're a quail guy.
Yeah, super awesome place to be a part of. So be a little different this year. I think, a lot different. Looking forward to it.
And final question, overrated, underrated. Not sure if you've had to buy or read these yet. Baby books.
I don't know. I haven't read anything. If it's on the Call of Duty game, I've read it.
Amanda hasn't leaned in yet. I mean, I know there's a lot of parental prep, and I've seen Knocked Up where Seth Rogen's character gets all the heat for not reading the baby books, and then he does.
I'm not. I mean, I'm sure I will between now and then because someone like you will be in a joking manner put one in my locker or something like that. But That'll be the
To
only time I
accuse
read a
me of
book.
pulling some type of good-natured prank like that is just
I love it.
completely out of character.
Good-natured prank. I might hit you with the book, but
I hear it all the time. George, you're living in Miami these days. You got to have some late nights, and you wake up, you're not feeling too hot. Not true, and I'll tell you why. Tempo. Total game changer. Tempo supplements guarantee you're never going to miss a beat thanks to a formulation of natural ingredients and essential nutrients. 2 versions of Tempo, Hungover AF, which I've taken, natural hangover supplement, and coffee, a supplement for clarity and focus. Check out both at trytempo.co. That's trytempo.co. Find your rhythm with Tempo. Use promo code TEMPO for 15% off your order. Okay, finally this week, it's cool. We're previewing what to expect. Valero, Texas Open. You've played this event before. What's the course like? Where's your game at? Give us the lowdown.
I think I will have a great chance to win. I like to speak things into existence. It'll be all overseeded, just like the Masters. But the first few years I played in, it was all Bermuda and bent greens because it wasn't the week before the Masters. So I'm sure it'll be super pure. I want to play well. I'm driving it well. Just doing a lot of good things. Just need to keep working at it. And I think I just want to get back in the mix, get those feelings.
What were you working on with your game this week? And what do you need to kind of improve if you're going to be in contention at Valero?
The best thing I need, just from 10 to 15 feet, just sneak one of those in a day would go so long in my just having a chance to win. It's just hard to make them because they're just far enough away where you can just be a complete idiot and just smoke it by. So it's just kind of just take it one day at a time. It'll be super windy, I'm sure. The weather looks great, but I just need to just compete, do what I love doing, be a kid, have fun with it.
So when I pack for an event, I literally have to go into the granular details where I'm like, this many days, this many pairs of socks, this many shirts, this many boxers. Always forget something. What's your strategy when you're on the road?
I always write down what I need to pack.
Really? You write it down?
Oh, yeah, and then just cross it off. You don't forget anything. Well, when I was a kid, I forgot all my underwear when I was like 10 years old, and I was like, that'll never happen again. So I'm pretty crazy about packing. So I literally pack every outfit I'm going to wear that day. And then if it's a 4-week trip, I pack 12 shirts, and then I'm going to wear the same color pants. So I'll just pack 4 color pairs of pants and fire up. It's so nice when you stay in a house because you can just wash them. It's so clutch.
Oh, you're at a house next week?
Well, no, I'm just saying I've been in a house lately. If you can stay in a house, it's super nice. So it's good. You figure it out. Packing's just all about messing up. Like anything in life, because if you do it once, you're not going to do it again.
What's when you have a week off to rejoin the PGA Tour? How big is that to kind of refresh you mentally when you had the grind of the Florida swing, which is, the most grueling stretch of 3 events we've probably seen so far this season?
I'm super fortunate. I love my job, basically, and I'm not sick of it yet. There's a couple guys out there that you would think they shouldn't play another day, but I'm not at that stage in my career yet. So it's kind of fun. I enjoy getting back to it. I think it might change with a kid. Obviously, I've heard some horror stories where you're just like, it's so hard to leave, and not looking forward to that.
Got some time though. 5 more months till October 7th. Then it all changes, my friend.
Don't blink. Oh. No
well,
shit.
Good luck this week. Looking forward to seeing you tee it up in Valero. I can tell the game's rounding into form. Would be even cooler if we're then previewing next week with the Masters and, you're in the field because you not only won, but you got those sweet cowboy boots that they give to the winner of the Valero.
That's right. I forgot about that. Yeah. I think they'll be, if I win that, they'll be up for sale. Some type of auction. Raise some money for some kids.
Oh, actually, that would be a nice touch.
What am I going to do with some cowboy boots other than put them up my kid's ass one day?
On that note, next week, pretty cool. Scott Van Pelt will be joining us, and I know you were on SVP on a show last summer, and we'll do more of a preview episode 3 with Scott. But quick story, what was that like being on SVP late night?
It was good, but obviously I'd rather not be on there because we were talking about the George Floyd stuff and just what we were going through, as a country. So that part sucked, honestly. I just didn't really like, I don't mind talking about that stuff, but I just want to see more action. I want to, and to be a vocal person about that. That's not what I want to be. I don't want to sit here and talk about what we shouldn't do. I feel like there's enough good people. So it was very interesting. He asked some great questions. But I've been fortunate enough to know him on a personal level and be a friend. So it was just like we're just shooting the stuff about what we thought about what was going on in the world.
Well, big thanks to Luke Rockhold for joining us this episode. For Harold Varner, I'm George Savaricas. Till next week, Rippin' It, over and out.